Hello everybody. I thought I'd share with you the story of the most embarrassing fart of my life. And the shitty part is, I didn't do it. Okay, back in high school, junior year. Alright, I went to high school in San Diego. And my high school was about 2 blocks from the beach, you know, a big, huge surfing beach. So needless to say, we suffered a lot of missed classes. So anyhow, I'm actually attending one of my classes. It was the last one of the day, American Lit, and there was about 30 plus girls in it and only 3 guys. It was my friend Ken and this other guy named Jason. Alright, so imagine a classroom. I'm gonna paint you a little picture here. Alright, so the teacher's desk is at the, the far back. Now, the desk we had were not the traditional, where they kind of wrap on your left side, a little bit of wood, you had that little bit of tiny desk space. These were actually big square ones. They're like 3 feet wide by almost 3 feet in depth, and the metal bars looped around and went up to your chair. So these are kind of big, huge, desks for students. Alright, so imagine about 3 columns, all facing the teacher's desk, about 7 or 8 rows deep. I was in the far back, Ken was next to me. Then on the left side and right side, there was like 2 more columns of these, but they were kind of faced 90 degrees inward. So you figure, okay, so you can kind of picture that. So imagine just the classroom full of girls. I'm sitting in the back row, Ken's sitting next to me, Jason's sitting over there off to the right, and the rest is just filled with girls. Okay, so typical American literature class, bored out of our asses. The teacher's just sitting on her desk, boring us with something. Ken's over there reading some heavy metal magazine about music. I'm sitting there reading a Sports Illustrated. Jason's over there, I think, trying to roll a fatty under the desk and not being seen by the teacher. And it's just total boredom. It's like, fucking 20 minutes to go before class is out and be done with school for the day. So just sitting there totally bored off my ass. Next thing I know, right next to me, I hear Ken drop his magazine on the desk. And I kind of look over at him, and he grabs both sides of the friggin' desk. I mean, he just got in there, just grabs them both, lifts his ass cheek up, and, hold on. Yeah, 1984 Corvette. Okay. So he lifts his ass cheek up and just rips the loudest fart I've ever freaking heard. And for a split nanosecond there, I'm actually in shock, because I cannot believe he would rip such a monster fart in front of all these girls. It did. So for about a split nanosecond there, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe he just did that. And then a split nanosecond later, the fucking bastard yells out my name like I did it. I freaking turn to my right. I'm looking at about 30 girls just staring at me with absolute disgust and horror on their faces. I'm just freaking, oh my god, I just wanted to die. I have never been so embarrassed in my life. And I'm sitting there just like freaking in shock horror that all these girls think I did it. And I'm trying to point at Ken, and Ken's laughing his ass off, man. He's just hysterically just, ah! But it's like, tells you the idiocy level that guys think at. So Jason, way over there, he knows what happens. It's like the fucking bastard just knew. He's fucking laughing his ass off because he knew Ken did it, and he's blaming me for it. All I could say is, when you are dying of embarrassment, you cannot defend yourself. to save your face or whatever. Just, oh, and then to make matters worse, the fucking teacher just stands up and she's like, if you can't control yourself, you just go sit outside, mister. I'm like, oh god. So I gather my shit and I'm walking out. Ken's laughing his ass off. I'm like, yeah, keep laughing, motherfucker. I'm gonna go slash your tires. I did not slash his tires, but oh god, I wanted to. So just thought I'd tell you about the most embarrassing fart of my life that I didn't do. But 30 plus girls in high school to this day, years later, still think I'm that guy that ripped that nasty fart in American Lit class. So Thanks a lot, Ken. I owe you a punch in the mouth for that one, son of a bitch. Okay, so I told you that story to tell you this story. Years later, I went to, you know, I was in auto sales for a few years, and I just wanted to take some time off and get into the mechanics, you know, learn how these engines work and all this and that, and be able to, you know, work on my old truck and just, you know, learn about carburetors and this and that. So I enrolled in a automotive school, a really good auto diesel college. And the way the program was, they do it in 6-week chunks. So you go in, no matter what program you're doing, whether you're just doing a regular auto tech or, you know, a service manager program, or they had a really good diesel program. I was really surprised. A lot of guys from the Army and Air Force were there, you know, full-time guys, but would go there for the class. The military is paying for it, so that was pretty cool. So they had a really good diesel program. And why the hell is everybody driving so slow, man? It's fucking 55 zone, but we're all congested here. Okay, so anyhow, so they do it in like 6-week chunks. You would go in, you take your, no matter what program you're doing, you start off with the introductory class for like 6 weeks. And, sorry, just looking at that funky Porsche. So you go in, so you take your first week intro class, and then you go on to whatever program you're doing. I was just doing a regular automotive tech, so I had like 7 other classes, you know, like air conditioning, carburetors, automatic transmissions, differentials, rear transmissions, brakes, auto engines. So it's pretty cool. So anyhow, this introductory class, the teacher that taught it, he was pretty, I mean, he had a lot of experience in the auto industry, heavy machinery work, construction work, and shit like that. But he was pretty new at being a teacher at this school. But he was very smart, and he was one of the coolest teachers ever. And he was really, really proud of our class, because, well, the way they had the classes, well, they'd have like morning classes for like 4.5 hours. It'd be 4 hours of class time with a couple of 15-minute breaks. Then they'd have like afternoon classes and then evening classes. So typically you would pick one of those 3 you'd want to go to. You know, some guys would go work in the morning class and go work at some car dealership or service garage in the afternoon and evening. So it was pretty cool, flexible program. So he was teaching a couple of classes and starting off this introductory class, the beginning basics. But he was really proud of our morning class. I mean, I think he was just so proud of how smart we were, and it was a really great group of guys. It was about 30 guys and 1 girl. And we were, you know, the test scores, he was always, you know, posting the test scores like they always do, and he was just so proud of us. It's like, seriously, the dumbest person in the class was getting like a 96.8%. Yeah, I mean, it was just pretty cool. We were a smart bunch of people, and he was really proud of us, and he was one of the greatest freaking teachers ever. And he had a really good attitude. You know, he liked to keep things upbeat and, you know, not trying to be our friends, but trying to just make things really interesting. And yeah, I'm starting to get a few raindrops on the visor. All right. So, so he would say he was always going home and having dinner with his wife, and he would just have a big smile on his face. And his wife like, well, what's so, you know, why are you smiling? He goes, man, this morning class, they're just so smart, and they're just, you know, they just absorb all this knowledge. It's like, it's amazing how they just, teaching them is easy because they're so smart and they're just learning everything. We're just so ahead of the other classes on where we are in the chapters. And man, they're just a great bunch of guys and girls. And so he was so proud of us. So one day, his wife decides to come in and visit, you know, just kind of sit off to the side, one of the side desks, and just kind of watch how everything's going. And he was, you know, the teacher was just so proud of us, and he was so proud that his wife wanted to come in and see us. You know, he introduced her, and everything was going great. And so we're about halfway through the class that day, and I'm sitting there, and there's about trying to remember, there's about like 3 or 4 rows of, you know, kind of tables going across. So I was in the 3rd row, and sitting next to me on my left was this dude from New Jersey. You know, he was a younger kid out of high school. And it's funny, we had quite a, I'd easily say most of the students there are from out of state. It was a pretty good school. So I used to tease New Jersey and this other kid from New York, you know, about their accent. You know, hey, it's water, there's a T in it. They go, wada, wada. So I had fun teasing them about their accent. And So anyhow, this guy from New Jersey, Steven, is sitting next to me, to my left, and just out of the blue, it's like I got a friggin' Hindenburg tragedy landing going on in my ass. And for those of you who don't know what the Hindenburg is, you know, open up a history book. It's that that big German blimp that blew up before World War II. So it's you know, it's a deadly flammable gas. It ended in tragedy. You know, it's one of the, you know, next to the Titanic, the biggest tragedy of the 20th century type thing. So all of a sudden, just out of the blue, something's just got to explode out of my ass. I'm just like, oh shit. So immediately I'm like, this thing is this, oh god, I'm just like, I can't do this with the teacher's wife here, man. So I just turn around, and kind of to my back left, there's a couple other guys. You know, there's still guys in the back row, but two of the guys kind of look at me like, why am I turning around? And I just wink at them. Now both of them are just like, did he just turn around and wink at us? You know, they're totally confused. Why the hell did I just turn around and wink at him? You know, like, oh god, he's asking us out for a date. And I start doing a silent countdown behind, you know, next to my head, you know, doing kind of like a 4, 3, 2. And right there, I turn around and looking up front, and the teacher's just talking, and he's starting to talk a little slower because he's looking right at me, and he sees me doing this silent countdown, and he has this confused look on his face by the time I get to 1. And I kind of, you know, get to 1, 0, you know, I do the hand down signal, and I just rip the most epic fucking fart of my life. Oh my god, it had everything. It had sound. It just had the grossness of a fart. I mean, it had a shockwave. I mean, fucking papers were flying off desks, and the earthquake center in Boulder was like, you know, what the hell was that just spiked our machines? So this bomb just goes, and I immediately yell out, Steven! In a friggin' heartbeat, Steven's face just turns immediately red, goes, I didn't do it! I didn't know it wasn't me, I didn't do it! And the two guys behind me, who saw me wink at him and to give him the silent countdown, they immediately knew what the hell was going on. So they both just stand up and like, oh my god, Steven, that's disgusting! I can't believe you did that! So the three of us are just yelling this guy's name. He's dying of embarrassment. And the teacher's just, I can't even see the teacher at this point because he's falling down on the ground laughing his ass off because he knew exactly what the fuck is going on too. And everybody's just like, oh my god, that's stinky, and it really stunk. Oh god, it was the loudest fart I've ever ripped in my life, and it was the worst smelling one. I don't think I'll ever rip one as good as this one. Oh god, I mean, auto mechanic students were friggin' gagging, gasping for air. It was so bad. And I finally see the teacher's wife looking over at the side, and she just has this look of horror and shock on her face, big old wide eyes, just like, ugh. So this, and poor Steven's just sitting there going, it wasn't me, I swear to god, it wasn't me. And it was so bad, so finally to air out. So pretty much the whole room evacuates. We're out in the hallway, and a few minutes later I'm walking back up and seeing the teacher standing out in the hallway talking to his wife, and the teacher is just beet red, laughing his ass off. He's going, honey, I swear these are a good group of students. This doesn't happen every day. The freaking Steven standing there trying to explain to the teacher going, it wasn't me, I swear to god. So I'm walking up, it's like, yo, no, we don't do this every day. This is Steven wanted to welcome you to our class. And Steven's so pissed off at this point, he just starts punching me in the arm. And the fucking teacher just I'm just fucking about ready to fall on the ground laughing my ass off while Steven's beating the shit out of me. The fucking teacher's just laughing his ass off, and the fucking wife's just standing there with this disgusted look on her face. And all I know is when Steven was beating the crap out of me, you know, I outweigh this guy by like 50, 60 pounds. I could take him out so easy, but all I know is when you're laughing your ass off, you cannot defend yourself against somebody punching you. So, oh shit, the best part was when the teacher just fell on the floor laughing his ass off. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Alright, later.
Here goes there for one. Alright. Okay. Kelly. Millimas, ready? Ready for the millimas? Ready? Ew, don't eat them. Ah, got him. Any more? Ready? Oh, that's all for today.